All right, some chest work today. I'm training everything twice a day now. It's time to knock it out of the park. I'm going to work out at 6 to 7 a.m. every morning. And then I'm going to work out again later afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock. And I'll film bits and pieces of my workouts. I'm training the same muscle groups twice those days. So if it's like leg day, I'm going to do legs in the morning and legs at night. I'm going to take 2 Humanofort after each workout, and I'm going to eat plenty of protein and some carbs and hit it again, and just keep pushing until and then I'm going to ride my bike every day as many miles as I can. It's a 1-speed bike with huge tires, so I have to pedal really hard, and I'm going to get lean and big as fast as I can. And this is going to be an interesting road. Everybody's going to have fun following this. I'm just going to warm up my chest quick with some X3 chest press with the black Elite band here, or the Paraforce, sorry. I don't know where Elite came from. Paraforce. My traps are squeezed together to the point where the bar has to touch my chest. See guys out here like this, I actually do thoracic extension and then squeeze my traps together and the bar's touching my chest. And I'm not pulling it back. There's already pressure and it's on my chest, right here. A lot of guys let the shoulders round. I actually squeeze them back together way down, and that sucker's stuck to my chest, okay? I don't give a shit how many reps I get. This is a warm-up, so it's just a nice steady tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. As you can see, I'm a bit of a decline. I come up to the rib cage. It's a bit of a decline right there. Hits the whole pec. $30. There's 40 reps. Come back real slow. Real slow. And let's see what you do. 41. 41. Real slow. 42. 42 is good enough. All right, guys. I just screwed up. You have to do some negatives. That's why I like the single leg Bosu ball squats. When I do my legs, things like that. I found with the Smith machine, I have band attachments. And then this slingshot, I don't put it on my elbows like the guys do to cheat. I bring it all the way up my arm. I can barely get it on there, but it just keeps my shoulders in a position where they should be because this left shoulder's messed up. And it relieves about 40 pounds at the bottom. And those bands, they add about 30 pounds a piece as you're going up. So at the very top, I got like 315 pounds or something like that. And then I get down to the bottom and it's like 150. Or, sorry. Let me see here. No, 215. It's like 215. Like 215. And I get down to the bottom, it's like 250. Okay. And I come down really slow, just focus on the negative and push. And I just did a whole set. I did 20 reps. And I'm pooped. But I'm just going to show you guys a few reps to show you. I got a button here I push and it turns the camera on, but once in a while it doesn't work. And I got done and I saw my home screen and I was like, oh crap. Well, that was a waste. So anyway, the muscle, as it's lengthening, holding that load is a lot of strain, and it signals a lot of hypertrophy. So that's why we have the Delsig style training principles. Now, when I can't have somebody help me add load to the negative, I use weights plus a band to get the best I can out of it. So in this situation, I'm using some bands and something for leverage and creating my own variable resistance, but have enough static load in there that in the negative, the muscle's got to work, okay? And it's keeping my shoulder safe. But I'll just do a demonstration set of a few reps to show you. I get that arch in my back, I squeeze my shoulder blades together. My shoulder blades don't ever come apart. Come down, touch. You get the gist of it. But my set of 20 would have looked a lot better, but whatever. All right, so last push set, gymnast ring push-ups. These I taught to Johan. If you ever look at Johan's videos, the setup in his garage and his pull-up station on the wall, we actually built that together, he and I, when I was in Sweden to visit him. It was one of the funnest times of my life. I wish I could live out there with him. He and I could push each other like crazy and we'd be huge. Because you have that partner to just push you next level and add load to negatives and push you through the next rep. But I used to do these exclusively and just put a band around my back. And these are very hard. Not like a regular push-up because you're stabilizing the whole time. And when you come out, you can actually, or come down, you can bring them out and put more pressure on that pec in the negative. And then before you push, bring it in and come up. And then bring it out again and stretch that negative, okay? So it's a way to get good negatives, and it stabilizes everything, and do as many as you can. Once I get up to like 20 reps, I'd put a light band on, and I actually got the gymnast ring push-ups with like, what would be like the large gray band or something like that, like a 140-pound band, and was doing like sets of 15 with it or something at one time. And my pecs looked every bit as good as they did when I was just weightlifting. But I do this just as a finisher, and I like to throw balance in everything. And even symmetrically, it keeps your body symmetrically and proportionate. When everything's activated together, you build proportion. So if you want a bodybuilder like physique having that proportion, you don't want just a few muscles that stand out, you want them all to match. So let's see what we can do here. I could have done these fresh for warm-ups too. They make a great warm-up exercise. Whew. I love that stabilizing. It feels fantastic. Then one more exercise here, but we'll improvise. This is the purple Sirius steel band. It's a little bit thicker, I'd say, than the smaller X3 band that John made that's like a peach color. This one's 32 inches. I like it because I can tie it off. I don't have to come out so far to stretch it. I do a single arm pec deck with it, or a pec like crossover with this. So it's tight here. Ugh, it's really tight right there. If you come upward, you can really hit that upper pec and come down just a little bit to get all of it. Oh, and you can cross over into the other pec and get that full contraction. Okay. Then here, with weights, we do partials where it's the hardest, right? So it's the hardest here with a band. Here's where I do partials. And then come all the way back and see how far I can come in. There it is. Partials. Back. Come in. Partials. Whop. Whoo. That pec is fried. Whoo. All right, now I'll do the other side. No use watching that. But, as I said, I'm coming back, baby. Now, after that, I just still feel like I have a little bit in me. I can't quite do dips yet because of my left shoulder. It's getting there, but when I push down, it still pushes back a little bit, so the shoulder's got a little further to go. So I'm going to do the bench press with the Smith machine, as I always will. And I got a good 60 pounds of band tension on there. And I'm going to touch my chest and come up just to the halfway point and do those lengthened partials to failure and then just rack it. If I was using the chest press with the X3 band, I get that last one and I start doing my partials right here where it's the hardest until I come all the way back like that. Okay, that's the difference between weights and bands. The concentric and eccentric motion are equally as important, and one against one you can build just as much muscle with the other. The bands are a little safer, more portable, things like that, but you want to really pack on some muscle, you can't help but have to put some negatives through it. And you can do it with a lot of calisthenics, pull-ups, dips, gymnast ring push-ups, single leg squats, things like that. But, you know, I have some stuff at my expense, so I use it. Okay. Let's have some fun. Let's see what we can do. Oh, it's 20. Oh, 25. There. Now I'm going to stretch the chest. All right, hyperplasia stretching, something I wish I would have got into a long time ago. Even just stretching, period. I stretch constantly, and I'm finally getting out of all the bullshit I put myself through. My mobility's really coming around. I got a lot of scar tissue ripping apart, especially up in my back and my hips, which is allowing that to drop back, and my pelvic bone is coming back up. My neck's straightening, or my back is straightening up, my neck's coming out. The shoulder is one of the last things nagging me, and it's getting a little better by the day. I'm going to take my Humanifort here. Get that in my system. Now, there's all kinds of ways to stretch the pec. I've got videos on my YouTube you guys want to see where I do it with a dumbbell. Got to have a good rubber floor so you can just drop them. You can do it between a couple of chairs. For beginners, a doorway. I have these dip bars here. And I get up, I get my shoulders, my elbows way back, way back, almost pinched together. Push the chest forward and then sink down and just let that chest and front delt stretch like crazy. If you want to, you can shift a little from side to side if you want to feel it a little more. I can come forward a little bit. Drop down and forward. This is not only helping with flexibility, I'm splitting fibers for future muscle growth. This is the kind of stuff that a lot of people, they just skip by and have no idea how important this is down the road. Not only for mobility and not hurting things and not being an unflexible pile, but being able to put on more muscle as you go. And the more flexible you are, the more movement you have, the better your physique is going to look. Oh, whew. Sometimes I'll even go in for a second one. Like I get done, I think, oh man, that felt really good. So I'll grab hold of her, go like this, just like I was going to do a push-up. And really feel it in the pec and that front delt. And squeeze the back together. I can't wait till I can start doing dips again. It's one of my favorite exercises, but this left shoulder is just nagging me. If I put a band between the bars, I can let it up to do some dips, but it's just a pain in the ass. But anyway, stay tuned. This is my second chest workout of the day, so that's it for chest. And then tomorrow I'm hitting some legs. So we're going to hit some legs in the morning, something simple, like some single leg Bosu ball squats after I go for like a bike ride for a couple miles. And then in the evening, I'll do the X3 squat belt, and I might even do like a goblet style and put a light dumbbell like this while I have the belt on. Put a little extra oomph into it. All right. See you guys later.